What's going on, everyone? It's Dungeon here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 beginner tips to Tales of Iron. So if you're feeling like you've been playing as Master Splinter but have been getting killed by the Shredder, you've come to the right place. Let's get right on into it. So right off the bat, I gotta mention that all these tips are in no particular order. So with that out of the way, let's go to tip number 5. And basically what I gotta say is that in the early game, you'll find items and you won't actually have access to a chest. So do keep in mind that when you do find these items, you can actually equip them right away. However, you can also choose to store them, in which case you'll have to wait until you find a chest in order to equip them later. This isn't a huge deal in the beginning of the game because you will very quickly find a chest to be able to access. However, it does make a difference even later on in the game though, because you might not have access to a chest while you're in the middle of a quest or a side quest. So it could actually make a difference when you pick up different equipment. Make sure that you're making good decisions on whether or not you want to equip it now or later. Do keep in mind that it could have an effect on the resistances for the different enemies, weight, damage, all these things. So keep all this stuff in mind, alright guys? Here's the thing. While this game can be classified as a Souls-like, it doesn't actually have that bad penalty for dying. You don't lose all your stuff or whatever, nor do your enemies actually respawn. If they're bugs like the grubs or the Mazi, as long as they're not part of a quest line or a side quest or something like that, those ones will respawn, but other enemies, they don't respawn. So what that means is that after you kill some enemies, you can always go back, save your progress, rest up, get some bug juice, you know, even change out your gear for the next battle and stuff like that, and prep yourself. And then you don't have to worry about, you know, fighting those enemies again. So do that whenever you feel the need to, or if you just want to save your progress and stuff, because you don't want to go through a lot of a quest and then, you know, have the misfortune of dying and then you have to go through it all again. So it could in the long run save you some time by doing these little tips and stuff. So go back and save your progress whenever you can. Just keep in mind that non-quest line bugs will respawn. Alright, so I know I just mentioned that some of the bugs like the Mazi and the grubs can sometimes actually respawn when they're not part of a quest line, when you're just out exploring, but it's actually not a terrible thing when they respawn. The reason is because the bugs can be used to refill your bug juice whenever you loot the dead body. So whenever you kill a bug, whether it's a Mazi or a grub, be sure to loot the body. It will refill just a little bit of that bug juice meter, and you can go back and forth between screens to kill bugs, refilling your meter whenever you're a little bit farther away from the bug juice keg. So for this tip, make sure that you are using your maps frequently so you can see what type of quest lines there are available and where you have to go for these quest lines when you need to complete them. Also, it could be worth noting that every once in a while you should go to the castle, go to the village from time to time, because there are certain NPCs who have items or sell special items and they don't actually show up on the map. Also, things that do show up on the map, which is kind of interesting, is barrels that can restock your arrows, barrels that restock the poison, chests for equipment change, and rest areas, amongst other things. And these are all marked on the map. So that in addition to the quests, the side quests, and all that stuff. So make sure that you are checking your map and regularly visiting the towns and the castle. As a bonus tip, if you're wondering how to get gold to do some of those expensive quests, you'll need to pick up a few side quests and go around to different places, maybe killing some grubs or some Mozzie or something like that. And a lot of times you'll get cool loot, more blueprints, crafting / trading currency, and usually it'll net you with some gold. So typically that's how you come across more gold. The last tip is that you should be grabbing up blueprints because they're used to craft weapons and armor, and sometimes you get some pretty cool items. In fact, one of the last ones I got turned out to be like a samurai sword, which is like obviously super cool. And basically, whenever you get any kind of gear, it has different rarities. So you've got like your yellow uniques, you've got your rare purples, the uncommon ones are blue or Turkish color, and then you have the regular gear, which is just brown. It's always a good idea to buy these blueprints whenever you have availability at the shopkeeper. It basically just costs the basic currency, but do keep in mind that you can also pick up blueprints in the world. Typically they're actually just given to you at the end of quest lines or after boss battles, so check out those blueprints, use them when you got them. Alright, you guys, that concludes this episode where I shared with you my top 5 beginner tips to Tales of Iron. So if you had fun, if you learned something, if you enjoyed watching this, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so you don't miss another video, and as always, thanks, stay cool, and bye everyone.